So the topic what I want to cover from today onwards is on Indriya Samvara, guarding the sense doors. So before we go there to guarding the sense doors, we need to know what does a sense door do. Okay, that's a main important thing. When we say sense door, there's no physical door to the sense. Okay, it's just to say that there is something coming to the door. Just like somebody rings a bell, there's somebody at the door. So then it's up to you to open the door or not to open the door. Right? And then let's say you have a camera at your house, and then you'll see the person is known to you or not known to you. And then you can allow or you can disallow. After a while, that person will go away if no door is opened up. Okay, so basically, it's something like that. If I keep on opening the door, it becomes a yoniso manasikara. That means I don't know for what I need to open the door or for what I shouldn't open the door. So when I am having ayoniso manasikara, then there is no way I can make this judgment or discernment that is this required or not required. That is how the habit gets formed. Okay, let's say, as an example, about manapa. Manapa means what the mind requires. Amanapa is what the mind doesn't require. That means it's aversive, and here it wants it. Okay. Let's take a scenario wherein I have booked a product on Amazon, which will take 5 days. It is manapa, and hence I have bought the product. But it's going to take 5 days. And we say, I can't wait much. Every moment or every day waiting is pain. Because the object is already at the mind sense door. So I already have welcomed it, but I'm not able to see it, not able to hear it, not able to smell it, not able to taste it, not able to touch it. It's only there in the mind. Okay. What's the problem with this? It makes me feel really miserable. It creates anxiety, or rather, vexation, that that thing which is going to give me happiness is around another 5 days away. So 24 hours into 5 days. It's huge waiting period. It's just 5 days actually. But for me, it's huge. It's burden. This is called dukkha. It's burden now. I'm burdened by the loss of it. Another example, my friend wants to come home, or Harry, you want to come, let's say, or I want to come to America. So basically, you see, I am coming on 1st of September. Today we are on 27th of April. Here, still 4 months and 3 days remains. That means 123 days. Painstakingly, I need to wait. Right? Because it's come to the mind sense door and yet not experienced in the sight. So when I land in New York or Newark, basically New Jersey, now when I come out of the airport, the sight, sound, taste, touch, smell starts. So my experience starts. Let's say Avanti takes me around New York on the same day. I feel pretty happy. Now the sights are appealing, the sound is appealing, the taste is appealing. So she takes me to some restaurant which is pretty good. And then touch the car or people or whatever it is, touching, smelling. New York has a typical smell. I don't know. I need to compare that with my experience of New York long time ago. But anyway, I need to do that. So I feel pretty excited. This excitement is what is mind movement is. It moves. It's based upon excitement. So if I want to do jhana, how can I do it? It's not about the cushion. It's not about closing eyes. It, I don't know what is this. It's basically I need to guard the senses. So that's what Kundaliya Sutta is all about. I just wanted to give you a brief before we went there. Because in this sutta, Buddha explains the entire teaching to Kundaliya. And if you exactly follow that, he even talks about Satipatthana there. And Satipatthana cannot be done before Indriya Samvara. And people go to Satipatthana courses. Have they ever known how to guard the senses? Yes, I go to retreat, agreed. But then, do I know how to guard the senses? It's not the physical isolation matters. It's removal of this sensual thirst matters. So that's the preamble or a introduction before we get our hands dirty. And there are two key words which are there in Satipatthana as well. Kaye kayanupassi viharati atapi sampajano satima vineya loke abhijja and domanasan. So our main objective would be to look at these two things, abhijja and domanasa. Okay, that's what we are supposed to be doing. Now, question comes: what is abhijja in its original sense? Abhi ichcha is to desire, to want. Abhi means higher or more than what is there right now. Okay, that's not greed. That instigates greed or incites greed. Nothing to do with greed. It's just a picture. Wish it were more. Let's say I'm staying in for 18 days in New Jersey. Wish I stayed for a month. Like Brisbane, I stayed for 47 days. Wish I had stayed for 60 days. I wish. It was so nice. I wish. Or I wish I land in Wellington or Auckland or wherever. And I pressurize poor guy Asad saying that, hey, you're supposed to call me to New Zealand, which you have never done so. Any concern? Or when is that I need to apply for visa? And wish I was there, right? And that's the wish. Wish I was there. That's a picture. So wish I be in Jhana is again a picture. Okay. So this anything I wish, let it be like this, is a picture. Clear? So the objective of Indriya Samvara is to remove abhiccha. The first key thing I need to do if I am coming into the Dhamma after Sila, that means after establishing morality, then I need to work only on Indriya Samvara, not on Vipassana. No, Vipassana is far away. It got nothing to do with this. Jhana is also far away. Indriya Samvara. So that I develop Yoniso Manasikara. Now, what is Yoniso Manasikara? What is Manasikara in the first place? Manasikara is to make up the mind. You collect it, meaning, I want to do this. Let's say I want to visit New York. It's Manasikara. Ayoniso Manasikara is that I don't know what is New York. Okay, New York is a city. Yes, I know it is a city, but I don't know there is no city by name New York. What do you mean? Well, my dear friend, before United States came into existence, was there a New York? No. So before Boston Tea Party, before Columbus came into this piece of land and called them as Red Indians, was there anything called as an America? Was there a United States? Was there a Canada? No. So if I go back and back and back and back, I get to the root of it, the starting point, matrix. And that matrix is Yoniso. So now you, or rather I, instead of landing in New York, I will now see where this land is or what this land is. And the land is just a land, nothing else. So the symbolization of America is what makes Abhiccha. So if I remove that symbolization of America, can there be an experience of America in itself or New York in itself? And the answer is no. So I de-symbolize. Not I'll make it as land. No. I see what is the real thing there. The real thing is it's created. It was called New York because somebody wanted to call it New York. That's it. It's a symbol, like Statue of Liberty. You don't have to have liberty to have a statue. I know on Hudson River. Hudson River is again a name given to a water flowing. It can tomorrow be renamed as whatever. It doesn't matter. So, like that, if I see it, if I really see it, then I am cutting off the sight. If I'm seeing New York as a Vijnana, does not count. Okay. So that's the thing I need to do. So what Buddha says in that sutta is na what? Abhijja. Na means not having any avijja. If is manapa. So rupam disva manapam na abhijjati na abhihamsati na ragam janeti. Now this second one is even more important than just abhijja. Na abhihamsati. Hamsati means delighting. Wow, that's hamsati. So when I visit, say, Statue of Liberty, or I visit San Francisco and I go to Golden Gate Bridge, I make it a point to stop the car, take a selfie, few selfies, not one, just roam around there, have something in the restaurant, and buy a souvenir of Golden Gate. And I keep on watching the videos, what I've taken. That entire thing is Abhihamsa. Now, what am I doing? Basically, I'm trying to relive that experience. What's the fault of that? The fault of that, it makes me anxious. Anxious of what? I want to come back again. So there's rebirth. At the very moment when I have Hamsati, then I created a rebirth consciousness. So this consciousness wants to come back again. So I'm going to tell Ariu that we should visit another time San Francisco Golden Gate. So from Mountain View, we again drive back to Golden Gate. Because today it was cloudy, so next time. Right. So, na abhihamsati. And third one is ragam, na ragam janeti. That means doesn't create raga. Now, how should I practice this? Now we understood this. This is part of understanding. Now, when I see an object, how should I do it? What should I do? Here is what is there in Pasarisa Sutta. This is not there here. So if you want to cut, you should go to Pasarisa because that's where you put effort. In that sutta, you can see even gold, diamond, jewelries, everything ages and it dies. So when I see Golden Gate Bridge, I should ensure that it's aged. Okay, aged of what? What it is aged? Well, 27th of May, 1937, they dedicated a pedestrian day. And that day, they inaugurated this bridge called Golden Gate Bridge. So 1937, 27th May. What happened to 28th May 1937? One day over. Then 1938, 1 year over. Now we are in 2026. Another 11 more years, it will be 100. Correct. Isn't it aged? Jara and Marana. No, there's no death for Golden Gate Bridge, is it? But what are you doing every day? One day gone off the calendar. Now I apply that same logic to this body and see that when this got inaugurated, this experience as Vilas got inaugurated, say 6th of November 1971. There was no name at that point. The builders were thinking what to name it. That means my parents. So after a while, they come up with a name, just like Golden Gate Bridge. So they had this idea. So then it was looking very nice for them. So then from that day, everyone started calling that name. So it becomes Lokia because everybody agreed to it. So they asked my parents, what's the name of this child? And they said, Vilas. So that's how Vilas came into existence. Right? Clear. So I should see this that just like there is no thing called as Golden Gate, there is no thing called as Vilas. If I can do this, no matter how many times people call me by that name, there is no abhijya, there is no abhihamsa, and there's no raga. So the sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, five senses don't get a footing. So if they don't get a footing, then I'm done with it. This is manapa, best agreeable. So for everyone, this personality is agreeable. So they would like to do something to retain the personality. So we all work towards having a personality. So we have personality development programs because we want to have a personality. And then we want to become something. We want to become a banker. We want to become an accountant. We want to become a businessman, to become an engineer, a doctor, or a dancer, or this or that, or whatever we want to become. That becoming bhava is what we are more interested in. So it might give the person something missing all the time because there is someone who is ahead of me all the time. So abhijya draws me to comparison, to compare and say that, is there anyone ahead of me? If yes, then I want to become like that. Okay. And that very idea of comparing decides the next vices, competition. Simple. So if you want to have a dukkha, just add these two poisons. You compare and you compete. Add it. But we might argue that in the world there should be competition. Yes, there is. But it is worldly. That means in the world is dukkha. So as long as the senses are going out, dukkha is experienced. Clear. So, how do I eliminate dukkha? First is sila, because I'm doing wrong things just to compete or to compare because of abhijja. And when I cannot do it, there's do manasa, mental disagreement. Like I take up an exam. My friend's daughter, she recently took an exam. She got 94%. And I asked her, where's the party? For what? You got 94. Then the dissatisfaction came through. She said, I should have got 97 or whatever that is. So she has put for revaluation. Now, her problem is that she studied so much, she got less. Why? Because somebody has taken 99 and somebody might have taken even 100. And why I couldn't do it is the question. So when I can't do it, there should be some reasons. Based upon that reason, I will say that next time, or luck was not there, or whatever was not there, because of two vices, comparison and competition. If I am on competition, which everyone is, from Lewis Hamilton to whatever, whoever, to all the CEOs, to all the people, they are in severe competition, not just competition, severe competition for survival. So every organization is compared through their sales, year to year sales, and competition. And that's when we can calculate compounded annual growth rate, CAGR. Why compounded annual growth rate? Because that is what shows how profitable you are. So in worldly thing, you require these two things. Supposing somebody gives up that, then the dukkha is gone. That doesn't mean that he can't work. He has just stopped the senses from going out. So I go to one restaurant, I compare the experience. It's habitual. I didn't just eat, I ate the experience. And hence I compare. And to give a better experience, these restaurants will compete and they are stressed out to take customer feedback. Right? Now, same thing is happening in Buddha's teaching. There are people, there are mushrooms of monasteries across, each competing for the space, each comparing itself for what they do. Are they happy? They have habitual. If you go and talk to any monk, he will say, or any abbot, he says, theirs is the pure teachings. And they should be patronized. So they are huge lands. Each one monastery maybe 10 acres, 15 acres, 20 acres, 40 acres, even 100 acres. So they keep on comparing between different monasteries and saying that ours is the best. So this leads nowhere. So when I have abhicca, vyapada follows. Okay, so na abhijati, na abhihamsati, na ragam janeti. Okay, now that Anguttara Nikaya 6.63, what we took, we are going to connect back to this. So you have to do the Indriya Samvara and do the remaining Kamma, Dukkha, etc. So first we need to get into the Dukkha part of it. So hence we are practicing Indriya Samvara. So it's not yet over. And in that, if you look at the Sanya, he says Voharika. So all Sanya are worldly representations only. So the basic aim is to get out of these worldly conventions. Okay, that's the main purpose. So you're peaceful only when the worldly conventions are given up, because they're just given, they're not real. So my practice should be based upon Pasarisa Sutta, where I'm not taking anything for granted. I see them aging and dying. So earlier, before Bangalore came into existence, there was a person who was working for a king. He was taking care of this fortress. It was called fortress. There were forts. So he started seeing a lot of people from other regions come here in search of employment or for food, basically. Okay. So then he named this place as Benda Kaluru. That means one who can boil their beans. That means basically you can find employment. It's an immigrant's place, basically. That means people wanting to meet the kings cannot directly go to Mysore. So you come here, stay for some time, develop your own trade or whatever, and then showcase it to the king. So when English came, they couldn't say this word Benda Kaluru. So they made it Bangalore. It didn't mean anything to English. But since the English put it in their gazette and all that, because they created all of this documentation after India's independence, it remained as Bangalore. Until recently, when they amended not to the original, but semi original called as Bengaluru, which still doesn't make any sense. Just because adding U doesn't make it Kannada. You understand? So basically, if I see this, it was Bendakaluru for the reason that people used to boil their beans. That means it was a sanya perception to say that any person coming here can boil his beans, and hence I am naming this place as Bengaluru, or sorry, Bendakaluru. Okay. But then the English couldn't understand what this whole thing is. So just they named it as Bangalore. Because in English they can't put this thing. So they just made Bangalore. So for hundreds of years, it remained as Bangalore. Right? Then what happened to Bendakaluru? Died. Now what happened to Bangalore? It died basically because now it is Bengaluru. If I look at the airport, it no longer shows Bangalore. It shows Bengaluru International Airport. So what happened to Bangalore? State. So now I can see this jati, jara, marana, even in non-living thing. This I need to remember, that living or non-living has the same nature. If it is born, it's going to age and die. So whatever place I'm seeing, whatever person I'm seeing, they both have the same nature, irrespective of whatever it is called. Whatever I hear, it's just sound. It arises, jati, it starts aging, the sound, there is variations, and it dies. Same with taste, touch, smell. And if I do this five, the thoughts stop. So, first is the goal. I forgot to tell you. Before I come to Indriya Samvara, I need to set a goal. What's the goal of Indriya Samvara? Is to be in joy. That means avitakka avichara, which is stopping the vachi sankhara. Every sanya which is created is vachi sankhara, because there is vitakka vichara, vitakka vichara, vitakka vichara continuously. Take another example, husband. Do you have a husband? Yes. Done with it. Your vitakka vichara started. Wife, same thing. So, chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajati chakku vinyanam. In the vinyana, the wife has come. Tinna sangati passo, the contact has happened. Passa pache vedana. When I see the wife, whatever vedana comes, it comes. Yam vedeti tam sanjanati. Depending upon that vedana, feeling, not the samvedana which is goenka way of seeing it. I'm not talking sensation. Based upon the feeling what I'm getting, there is sanya, perception. So when I see the wife gives me a feeling. Can be a good feeling or a bad feeling or a neutral feeling. Yam sanjanati tam vitakketi. Now this is what we are talking about, this vitakka. A debate which is happening in the mind about what I should do with my wife, which is a burden. Yam vitaketi tam papancheti. Now I proliferate it. Yam papancheti tato tam nidana. That's the origin. Purisa, this person, what does he do? Papancha sanya sankha samudacharanti. So then he keeps on storying it, making it a story. I got married in so and so, and then I blah blah. I have two children. I have this one. I have that one. I work for this company. Blah. So many things. It's just making up stories. So now I decide not to make story. No proliferation. So there is no wife coming at the sense door at all. How? How can you do this? Very simple. All human beings, or rather, all beings, are sustained by food. You see them just as food. That's it. Including this body, to any body, what I'm seeing here is just food. Nothing more than food. That's it. Whenever I see human beings or animals, pets, birds, insect, blah, blah, all of that, living beings are food. That's all. then all non-living beings adjust Patvi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. That's it. Because that's from that only it's made up of. So it's made up. So the food is making up this body. The material outside is making up the house or road or whatever machines or whatever has been created is from the same thing. Can be iron, can be aluminum, can be nickel or whatever. It's all from the ground. That's it. If I keep these two all the time, then the vitaka drops off. The moment vitaka drops off, vichara drops off. So my goal is met. My goal is to be in second jhana because I have decided that I will be in tunni bhava, silence, complete silence. No need to talk. Not the forceful non talking. That is meditation in progress, please don't talk. Or you're in a meditation session, please don't talk. Or you're doing vipassana, please don't talk. All these are labels. And every label creates a story. So, my objective to achieve that goal is to cut the story. Okay, so when I see, if I'm seeing a human being, just look it as food. And really see that, yes, indeed, he's taken a food, he's eating, either in the spoon or by hand or whatever way. And that's how this body is coming to be. No magic. And that's it. So that's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow with the next working. Right? So the thing what I need to do right now is to observe non-living things as made up of Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, or even Pathavi is sufficient, just made out of mud. Every damn thing is made out of mud. That's it. iPad, mud. From where will they make iPad or MacBook or this one or that one? Samsung, this sung, that sung, whichever it is. Any city, how they can make it? You tell me. Any town, how they can make it? Without mud, will they ever be able to make it? Yeah, you're cutting it, you're making it into whatever, but basically you need to have mud. So stone and mud is the minimum requirement for making anything. Buildings, you require iron, which is coming from mud only anyway. It's iron ore. When you say ore is coming from where? From the mud. So what are you talking? Nothing. Just mud. Keep it to mud. Where's New York? In the mud. Where is Bangalore? In the mud. That's it. Don't create Bangalore and don't create New York. It's only mud. Anytime it comes to the mind sense door, there is New York, mud. Yoniso is mud. Ioniso is New York. So when I see I don't see New York, I see mud. Okay. It's all about visual right now. Visually, what is being seen is not Auckland or Wellington or Christchurch or whatever that is given, is just a piece of land. And land is made up of mud and stone. Please. It was never called as Christchurch. There was no church to begin with to get there, Christ. And Christ didn't walk to New Zealand. And Christ is made up of the same mud, basically, because he used to eat. So, how did he build a church in place of nowhere? So, it's just a conceptual entities, not real. Okay. If I do this much, the peace is restored because there's no abhicca. In mud, you can't have abhicca. Not all. If there is no abhicca, then I can't say abhihamsa, delighting. What will you delight in a mud? From the mud, you can do something, agree. From the stone, you can do something, agree. But if you pulverize the stone, it becomes mud. So it's powder, basically. Mud is also a powder, this is also powder. It's just it. That's all what exists everywhere in same proportion. So when I call land mass, it's just this one. So every living being is sustained by food. Sabbe satta aharatika. The once, all once is this. So just remember that every living being you see is sustained by food. That's it. I shouldn't be looking at it as Asad or Mrityunjay or Aryu or Gita or this or that or whatever. Every time I see someone, it's food, 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 food. That's it. Okay, I need to replace the person name with the food. That's a sati I need to get. When it comes, the samvara happens. Clear? It's not that guarding sense door means that you do something, it's removing the symbol. And what symbol? New York. See what is behind New York? Mud. Abhijah is gone. So what he says, Nimitta grahi hoti, nana vyanjana grahi hoti. When you do that, when you start describing it, this is New York, so now the proliferation happens. So either you like it, apiccha, or you dislike it, vyapada. So the domanasa, that is mental displeasure, starts. Or mental pleasure starts, somanasa. So I would like to be in New York for a long period of time. But unfortunately, I need to be with Aryu also in October. So I only wish the day are not gone, which never will stay. Then I'm stuck. So out of force, I need to fly from New York to Dallas on 19th morning, 19th September. Then when I land at Dallas airport, I start loving Dallas. On 3rd of October, I land in San Francisco. So then what happens? I forget all about New Jersey, New York, and Dallas. Now I love San Francisco and Mountain View and all that. And the sad news comes that I need to fly on 19th of October, or the 17th or 18th, whichever day of that October, to Bangalore. I leave with a heavy heart that I lost New York, New Jersey, Dallas, Mountain View, all of that, San Francisco, and many other places. And back in this clumsy place called as Bangalore. So where is Indriya Samvara? Right. This is about just a city. What about the people there? What about the road? What about commuting? What about sightseeing? What about fun like eating? What about ice creams? What about everything? What about sound? Nice sounds. I bring back the memories. Maybe 2 GB, 3 GB of photographs. And with a heavy heart, I keep watching them. Can I win the Jhana? No. And hence, I get to an opinion that Buddha did not teach jhanas. He only taught vipassana. And then the proliferation starts between different groups saying that no, 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 jhana is not required, one group. Jhana is required, another group. Quarrels and disputes. Vipassana is required. This is vipassana. No, no, that is vipassana. No, 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 no. My teacher said this is vipassana. So then you keep on quarreling and build huge monasteries because you're in search of silence. And silence can only happen outside a city. But who created city? You. Is there a city? No. But in my view, if I go outside the city, there is silence. And I have to sit in some stupid corner called Shunyagara, empty house or empty building or empty whatever empty. Instead of emptying the mind, I go in hunt of an empty cell. Maybe I should apply in some jails in Western world where they don't even have light. I think that's the best place to meditate, actually. They will be more than willing to give me a place there because there's no light and it's isolation. Nobody can see anybody. That's the best ground. And people go search of this so-called empty cell. They should do some offense in such a way that they are put there and you can do vipassana. The only rule I need to tell to them that don't give me anything except for a cushion. That's all. I don't ask anything. Just give me a cushion, sir, I will sit. But that's not what Buddha is teaching. Basically, it's about cutting the senses from going outside into the sense object. So you practice, or I have to practice, as indicated in Pasarisa Sutta, that know what is happening. Every human being to every being to non-living being goes through jati, jara, marana. So if New York came into existence on so and so date, or San Francisco came on so and so date, or Golden Gate Bridge came on so and so date, they are aged. So we're going to ask how many years old is India. So they say 3,000 years or some thousand years. Wow, you just answered Jara. Then the question comes, is there an India in truth and fact? And the answer is no. It depends on what you call as India. If you ask a British, he will say 400 years. Because he will count from the day he came. So somewhere in 1600s, English came. So for them, India is from the time they are there. If you ask a Muslim who came from Turks, the day they arrived in India, they will claim that that's when they saw India. Because the day they invaded India, then they said that's the time we know about India. They've heard about it, but now we know it. And whichever settler tribes came from wherever created India, they saw from that day. So the Jara happens the time they officially name it. Just like the Jara started the day my parents named me as Vilas. Right? So if somebody were to ask what's your age, I had to say from the time I came out of the womb. That's what I would know. And what else I can know? Nothing. So today, or this November, it turns 55. That's what I need to answer. Considering 6th of November 1971. So in 26, I'll be 55. It's a worldly convention. But if they ask, what's your age of your eyes? I don't have an answer. What's the age of your ear? I sincerely don't have an answer. What's the age of your nose? No answer. What's the age of your tongue? I have no answer. What's the age of your body? I have no answer. And what's the age of your mind? I don't have an answer. In that case, are you real? The answer is, to begin with, I should say, I don't know. If I do this much, I'm in Buddha Dhamma. But if I feel, I know I'm Vilas, because how can I own this body when this body has already changed on a daily basis? So, what's the age of the body? I sincerely don't know. That's it. So, if the body is not yours, how about eyes? Same answer. Ears, same answer. Nose, tongue, same answer. So then, can you claim you're 55-year-old? No. Now, at the very moment, I can get into jhana because the kama chanda is gone. And how long you can be in this jhana? The whole day. Do you require cushion? Cushion is a symbol for non-living entity which came from a tree called as cotton. So there is no cushion, or it was made out of non-carbon material, which is polymers, and the cushion is part of polymers. It's not mine. Wow, very good. How about empty cell? Empty cell is a name given to a non living object which runs on mud. Do you want to sit in a empty cell? There is no thing called as empty cell. Wow, good. Very nice. Keep it up. Because then there's nothing to compare. If there is an empty cell, you will compare. Or rather, I will compare. Maybe you will not compare. I will compare between my experience in that retreat versus this retreat. And that creates disturbance. Empty cell is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4 walls and a ceiling and a floor. And that's it. You can call that as a room. You can call that as an empty cell. You can call whatever you want to call. But that doesn't replace a single molecule of atoms. You didn't own an atom, you didn't own a molecule. It's a ridiculous thing that you call this place an empty cell. Because none of these mud particles are owned by anyone. So there's nothing called as empty cell. It's a conventional way of people saying empty cell because they want to symbolize. It's fair, it's fine. Otherwise, there's no verbalization. Basically, if you want to get into jhana, don't verbalize. Got it. And there you are in the second jhana, which lasts for 3 to 4 days without you wanting to do anything. Because there is no you to do anything there. So you set a process which automatically takes you there. Okay, so part 1 over. We'll do many parts of this as we go forward. Any questions on this part 1 of Indriya Samvara? No questions. Very good. Nice. Hope you understood. Pasarisa Sutta along with Kundaliya Sutta and Nibbedika Sutta, which we started initially, AN 6.63. That sutta is very important as far as understanding Buddha's teaching. Okay? It talks about rupa to everything. So don't forget the six things what he talks there. Okay? You need to know.
Which sutta did you mention? The last one? 6.63, Anguttara Nikaya?
Yes.
The name of the sutta?
Nibbedika Sutta.
Okay. And another thing I just want to ask, when you look at the non-living things, you have to look at it as 4 dhatu, which is just, or as you said, just made of mud. That is applicable even to the living beings when we look at living beings or interact.
But you can't be able to do that. If you are able to do it, well and good. I have not heard anyone able to do that, but nothing stops you from seeing it as Patavi Apo Tejo Vayu. And hence, Buddha also doesn't use that. He says, how does the form come to be? Ahara samudayo, rupa samudayo. Right? So, if it was so easy to find everyone sitting here as Patavi Apo Tejo Vayu, by now we would have got enlightened. We would have become arhats by now, which we know we are not.
And the whole essence of what you spoke, I just want to understand if I've understood properly, is to non-identify with things and not to take it as me, mine, stuff. Is that so? Like not getting identified when you say abhijja domanas, like to keep away the craving and aversion, and
No,
then
craving is tanha. So you need to be careful with Buddha's teaching. If you mix and match words, it will give you a terrible meanings. Tanha is craving. Abhijja is not craving. Abhijja means wanting more than what is there.
right.
It requires two simple things to have abhijja. On one side, you should constantly compare between you or your experience with the past, and then forward with the future. In future, I will be like this, with the same comparison. And then you will be opened with floodgate of competition, where you feel that you need to achieve a lot of things. As long as you have these two friends with you, you will have abhijja. You'll never be satisfied in life.
So basically, this comparison and competition is what is the way I understand now.
Try it out and see. Your suffering is why? Because you compare. Right? You take any children to adult to whatever they matter, they have to be compared. You have to have a language, and with that language, you compare. And when you compare, you find you are good, and other one is not. Right? If you are good, that means the world has to say you're good, then only it is good. That means on your own, you can't be good.
So I want to ask, when we say compare and competition, isn't it when we compare it, there is a slight aversion that I'm good or no good? And when we say competition, I'm good. So there is a craving and aversion which is
Again, you're using a wrong thing called craving. There's nothing to crave for. The moment you compare, the vyapada, which means aversion, takes over because you want to be something which you are not right now.
Okay, so it is only aversion you mean to say?
No. Vyapada is aversion. The friend of abhijja is vyapada. So you will start be aversive, and hatredness and everything will follow that because you want to be accepted.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
What language do you speak, Geeta?
I speak Hindi at home.
Okay.
I'm from Mumbai.
You're from Mumbai and you speak Hindi at home. How about Marathi?
I can understand, but not.
That's
really.
bad. You've been a Maharashtrian. How come? You've been living in.
I am not a Maharashtrian, but I live in Mumbai.
No. Understand this. You are staying in Maharashtra. How can you not speak Marathi?
I don't know.
No, you should speak Marathi. Marathi is a great language. It has a very great culture. Hindi is a very recent origin. It started with Mughals.
But I'm not born and brought up in Mumbai.
That doesn't matter. You should learn Marathi. Now,
Okay.
what do you feel now with this conversation?
I don't know. There was not. There's a perception which has been formed that I should learn Marathi.
Right. So now, if you go deeper, you have a little bit of aversion right now.
It's more to do with perception that if
Wait
I'm
for a second. Wait for a second. Life is full of perceptions. That's why this is called sanya, perception. Right now, Gita, if I am a Maharashtrian and I love my language Marathi, I am going to be terribly upset at you because you're staying in my state and you're staying in my capital. It's my capital, please understand. And then you don't know Marathi. What a disgrace, right? And then maybe you will feel, this is Dhamma course, so so you will try to ignore. But every 10 minutes I'll message you saying that when are you learning Marathi? When are you learning Marathi? Then I will inform my friends, good old friends in Maharashtra, who are going to come in search of you. Okay, and they will find you for that matter. So don't worry. How do they find you? I have all kind of things. Then they find you and they tell you that you have to learn Marathi in 30 days. Then the pain starts.
So the suffering starts from that I have to learn, because then there is an identification that I
No, it's like this. You don't want to learn Marathi, but I can't talk to you without you learning Marathi. If you talk Marathi to me, I'm very happy because you are like me. The very fact you're imposing Hindi on me, I don't like it because it's a Mughal's language. I am a Shivaji person. I don't care about this Mughals. And it started with Urdu, and Urdu is camp's language. And they made all the people here as Hindus, meaning who are out of the Hindu Kush mountains when they entered from Persia. So that's not what I am. I am from Shivaji. And you're staying in Shivaji state. I'm very proud to be a Shivaji person. And that is sufficient to have abhijya, vyapada, everything being there. So in 10 minutes, I can make you sweat. Okay. Because you start taking it. Even though you heard so much of what I said about Indriya Samvara, you opened your door. You got the point. So it doesn't matter which sutta are you studying. What matters is what has gone inside you. So if you say you're speaking Hindi, and you should say what? I don't mind Marathi. And you said, I don't know, because you have literally taken a stand that you don't want to learn Marathi and you want to have Hindi. Isn't that abhijya? It is. How? You are comparing with Hindi. So you don't want to learn Marathi because that's not your language. Without comparison, can you do that? No. Language is language. It's just a communication language. So it doesn't matter. One. Two. Isn't there a competition between Hindi and Marathi? It is. There is. So in the world, these two things exist. As long as these two things exist, abhijja and vyapada is going to be there. Welcome to the world of abhijja and vyapada. Which is better, Geeta? Mumbai is better or Bangalore is better? Now you will not answer.
I got it what you're asking me. I don't want to answer.
Yes, the moment you answer, the moment you take a stand, right, it becomes your view. And once it turns into a view, you are already in abhijja. Not that abhijja is something separate. You are. So you get dissatisfied, right? If you were satisfied, you would have learnt Marathi by now. Because just a language. Not that you should now go and sit and learn Marathi. No, it need not be done, but there won't be any aversion to it because you're not comfortable. Your comfort is Hindi. Let's say you were a Tamilian. Would you learn Hindi? You will say, no, my Tamil is my Tamil. And that's a stand. Now you see this. The moment the stand is taken, the fight happens internally. Forget about others. Internally. So I'm carrying Vyapada, but I shouldn't. But I'm staying in their state. Meaning I'm a Tamilian staying in Maharashtra. I'm staying in their state. How can that happen? That happens when abhijja takes over. Got it. But you're here in Mumbai for food. That's it. Doesn't matter whether you're a Maharashtrian or you're a Hindi person, doesn't matter. But you're here for food. And hence I said, every human being you see them as food. And every non-living being you see them as mud. Okay.
Thank you.
Hope I wanted to give you even more taste of emotions, but I didn't want to do it on day one because you've just joined today. I didn't want to rag you so much that tomorrow you'll not come. Okay, anyway.
Thank you.
Good meeting you.
See you.
Okay, so should we end then? Any other questions? So that's all what it is on. Yes, you go ahead.
No question, but one misperception I used to have from all these years, I thought only removing these Ken Dasa Kusala, then you can start doing this guarding sense doors and all that. But then today I realized this goes circles. You have to guard the sense doors to have the Kusala taken out.
It works in circle. So you start with Sila, you come to Indriya Samvara, it starts this dropping, this also drops, this drops, this drops, this drops. And then ultimately you don't have 10 immoral deeds as well as the guarding of sense doors has happened. The moment the guarding of sense doors happens, you know you have guarded your sense door. So the mind is not moving anywhere. Okay, you cornered the mind. The mind moves. So it's enters into stillness. It's stilled up. It's not stirred. At present, it's stirred. Like, she got stirred up. She didn't expect that I'm going to bring this Marathi thing. She was shaken up. So her chitta started to vibrate at, but she's laughing. But internally, she's having that aversion. Okay. No, you didn't have aversion. Good.
No, I didn't have aversion, but I just, in this context, if you can, I just want to ask one more question. As you said, when I said I don't know, that's a very honest answer. So,
No. Yeah, you don't know means that you are aversive.
No, I mean, I just want to say this is what I had in my mind. That need not be as an aversion. I'm just putting it across. You can correct me when somebody is asking, even in a conventional sense, if someone asks me, "Arey, you've been here in Mumbai since very long. Don't you think you should speak Marathi?" The immediate answer is, "I don't know. It might be like I'm not getting into it, like whether it was an aversion. It was not an immediate reaction. It was an immediate answer. I would put it across. Oh, this is how. Then if the other person is asking me, you've been here and why you didn't learn it? And then when I'm responding, it can be an answer of aversion, or it's a kind of like, somebody is asking me and I have to take my stand. So I just want to understand that difference.
That will happen tomorrow. The reason why I pulled this up, that when we take aversion tomorrow, or a manapa, we have taken only manapa. So tomorrow I'm going to bring a manapa. The first thing is manko. Okay, that's a word we're going to be taking tomorrow. And that one is, there is a subtle movement of the mind that I should not do this. So when you say, I don't know, there is a movement there that I don't want.
So then what should be the answer in that way? If even in a conventional reality, when we are talking to someone, so how the response should be then? What should be the response?
If you want to be politically right, or not hurt the other person's sentiment, you can say that I've not got an opportunity to speak in Marathi.
Okay.
You're being honest.
Yeah, but then this is what I want to understand. I mean, you've been very honest in speaking it, because Buddha always says you speak the truth. And it's not that I'm just saying in Buddha's teachings, it's a general human nature to speak this way. Then how does one, then isn't it a perception a person is forming about the answer as such? Then it will get into a lot of chaos all the time if you're going to get into it. To live a daily life, so you need to be very peaceful also. In a
Geeta,
day-to-day life.
Geeta,
Yeah.
can you divorce? Are you married?
No.
Okay. No. Can you become a bhikkhuni?
I'm not ready for it.
That's the answer. If you are in the world, you can't hurt people's sentiments because they are sentimental. So you need to be careful that you are dealing with the world. So you don't have rights to have harsh speech at all. Meaning they can perceive it as harsh speech. If somebody is a very lover of the language, and then that person asks you and you say that I don't know, it will be very rude for him or her. You might be very what you can say, very brave or very non-coercive, and you just said whatever you felt. You didn't care about his emotions or her emotions. But you can be like that, provided you're a bhikkhuni. So you have to give up the world. That's the reason in many suttas, Buddha says, being in the world is very difficult. So why don't I let go of the world and become a monk or a recluse like that? So you decide, Gita, you want to be a monk or a bhikkhuni, or you be in the world. If you be in the world, you should go with worldly conventions and you shouldn't hurt anyone, even if it is truth. Truth is truth, but you should know how to put the truth so that it doesn't cause confusion, it doesn't cause irritation, it doesn't cause hardship on the other person. So it's up to you. Or if I am that person, it's up to me that I can't hurt. Otherwise, disputes and quarrels happen. And there is a sutta. It's Kalaha Vivada Sutta. Have you heard it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So what is the...
Conflict.
Pardon?
It's about conflict. How to...
Why do the conflict happen? Can you tell me?
I just heard about it. I have not got into the details about
Yes.
it.
Don't have to worry. It's Piya Pahuta Kalaha Vivada. Piya means whatever one likes. So it's up to the liking. If somebody is a pro Marathi and you want to say, I'm living for last 20 years, I don't know. I have not learned it. If I'm sitting in Tamil Nadu, I will not have the front teeth at all. Maybe I need to see my dentist pretty soon. They're going to blow up all my teeth. Because Tamil Nadu is a Tamil loving world. You just say a single word about Tamil, they'll come hunting at you. So if I'm working in Tamil Nadu, can I make that comment that I don't know, I've not learned? That's okay. Okay, is it? Then in next 20 minutes, you have a band of people coming, and my spectacles would be a spectacle by itself to watch. Nose bleeding and this 10 teeth here, 10 teeth here gone, and then need to see a doctor who speaks in Tamil, and then I have no idea about that Tamil. What do you think I should do? They're anti Hindi. Just go there and speak in Hindi. You will have fun now. So, like that. So, you can't do it. So, that because they're holding that. When they hold it, they have Abhijja and Vyapada. Abhijja is towards Tamil. Vyapada also follows. The moment I say that I don't know Tamil, that's it.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, he's dropping. So, like that, you need to know. So, don't hurt anyone. No sentiments hurting. Be practical. Yeah, I've not got an opportunity to talk or learn. That's it. Nobody will do anything to you because you're open. You're not closed. Because it's world. See, let's say if I'm working in some company and there's a competitor company, can I go and work there? Just think. I have resigned from this company. Can I immediately go and work in my competitor company, in the competitor company? No, right?
Mm.
Why? Why? I have quit. But why I can't work? Because they have fear that I'm going to give all the secret of this company to there. So it's worldly. So can I go and say whatever I want? No, I can't. So I have signed NDA, non-disclosure agreement, right? Why? Because of the same reason. So we need to be careful when we are in the world because perceptions matter in the world. And that's the reason why Abhijja and Vyapada is there. Because 100% perception, agreed, but still a perception. You can't say, I don't want this perception. No, sorry. Are you a lady by any chance, Gita? Are you a woman? Yes or no? It's a perception. Actually, it's a perception. It's not real. Right? But do you agree that it is, you are a woman? And you say yes. So it's a perception. So what do we do? Can we make you a man? No, you'll say I'm a woman. So you've taken a stand. So Kalaha Vivada starts. So in everything, we have the same. So internally, you don't have perceptions. Worldly, let the perceptions continue. Internally, there is no language. Worldly, there is language. Internally, no hurting. Externally, there is hurting. Don't take the external hurting as you are hurting. Just leave it there. And then you are released. Got it? And hence it's called Indriya Samvara. Otherwise, if I have to close everybody's eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, what's going to happen? Never going to happen. Anyway, good questions, good thought process from you from the day one. Appreciate it. Yes, Sari, you had something. Nothing. Okay, great.
You answered my question.
Answered your question? Yes. Okay. Thank you. And then we'll meet tomorrow. Then we continue from where we left. Bye. Good day. Good night. Bye-bye.